Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, or good night. Whenever you might be listening to this is the Bus Bucks Podcast.
Hi,
I'm Bert,
I'm Clay.
and we are here for our official return to NHL play, week 21, because we skipped a couple of
We
weeks in
back.
there. We're back. The NHL is back. Everybody has played, I think, at least 2 games this week. A bunch of teams
I
played
had a
three.
bunch of teams that played three.
Yeah, I have a bunch of teams that played three too. The schedule is going to be nuts this next month.
It's
It's
crazy.
compact. Everybody's playing a ton of games. But that's what they get for going to the Olympics, I guess, right? So I
Hmm.
I think they'll take the trade off. Um,
Yeah, they,
but we have one trade and actually potentially a second trade we were just looking at before starting the recording to
when's the
talk
trade
about.
deadline, Bert?
The trade deadline is this Friday at 3 p.m.
Ooh.
So stuff is going to happen. Elliot Friedman, who is probably the only one that I believe is telling at least mostly the truth when he's talking about rumors, says that apparently this is a buyer's market. A lot of teams have decided that, you know what, we're not very good. We're just going to sell off some pieces. So there are a lot of pieces to be had around. So
But
we'll
the
see if
problem
those.
is, from what Elliot has said, it is a buyer's market, but not a lot of the buyers have the availability to be buying.
Yes, that is also correct. So some of these trades might be um,
Weird,
weird.
underwhelming.
Yeah, weird and underwhelming for the teams that are trading said players that are desirable. But before we get into the trades that happened and anything else, what are you drinking, Clay?
Beer.
Oh, okay, cool.
Um, I'm drinking Southern Tier Brewing Company's seasonal Irish coffee cream ale. And let me tell
Mm,
you what, it's
that's
amazing.
that
Oh my
sounds really
gosh.
good. Yeah, that sounds really really good.
It's
Um,
delicious. Um, yeah,
who's it
no,
from
this
again?
is Southern Tier.
Oh, I
Um,
could probably find that.
yeah, I
Yeah,
think
I
you
could
can.
probably
It
find
is
that.
yummy.
I am drinking from Black Hog Brewing, the granola brown ale. We've definitely had this on the podcast before,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I remember really liking it. So I saw it. I was
But
like,
yeah,
ah,
so getting a little the blurb on this coffee. It's smooth and sessionable ale, brings cozy charm, namesake drink, notes of rich coffee and vanilla blend, with toasted grain for silky cream finish. Yes, yeah, it's all those things. It is
is that newer?
absolutely delicious. What?
Is that like a newer beer? Like, did that just come out, or they?
Yeah,
No,
I mean it's a seasonal. It's
it's a
it's
seasonal. Oh,
like
okay, okay.
yeah,
I don't
we're
think I
getting
had heard
we're getting close to St. Patrick's Day, so all the
that
like
is
Irish beers
true.
are
Oh,
coming.
actually, St. Patrick's Day is in like 2 weeks or something at this point.
It's on the 17th, so
Yeah, yeah, around about
15
2 weeks.
days.
15 days. Okay, so do you want to start? You know what? Let's go in chronological order, shall we? Start with the trade that happened basically right after we recorded last week, like the day after we
Okay,
recorded.
but
Hmm.
let's do that. We gotta talk about some of the stuff that we talked about last week. Unfortunately,
Oh yeah,
because
sure.
we have to at least address it. So last week talked about uh, Cash Patel's stupid chameleon face being in the locker room,
Yeah,
looking like a Make a Wish kid in a jersey that was too big for him.
it wasn't even a jersey; it was a T-shirt.
Yeah, but he's still swimming in it.
Yeah, true.
Uh,
He did look
so
tiny
I
compared
said
to
that
all the hockey players. I don't know how
because he
big of a man he
because he's
is,
like
but
five. He's both uh like mentally and physically,
mm,
not Mary.
okay,
Um,
that explains a lot about him.
but I said it was Larkin that brought him into the room. It
Yes.
wasn't. It was Gearing.
Yeah,
Will Gearing.
I mean, not a lot better, but wasn't
I mean,
Larkin, I guess.
but it's one of those things where because he's not the face of the franchise,
Yeah, yeah,
he's
yeah,
getting away with it.
yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
the thing that I completely forgot about as well is he also made the Four Nations political by going on to Fox News and talking about Trump, talking about
Oh,
Canada being the
he
51st state.
did do
So
that. I
his
forgot about
he
that.
I forgot
Oh
about
my
that.
God, I forgot
So
about that. Billy Garrett.
So
Oh,
he had like a
killing me.
post like literally yesterday or today where it's just like, oh, so many people are giving the like USA team crap. Who cares? We won gold. It's like, bro, this is your fault.
Yeah, you did that. Honestly,
This is your fault.
if he hadn't been like, "Oh, come in here, Cash Patel," um, probably
The whole
I don't
phone
think
call doesn't
anything would have
happen.
happened.
The
Yeah, or
phone
the
call
phone
doesn't
call
happen
wouldn't have happened. And let's
because it was on Cash's stupid
that's
fucking
right.
phone.
Yeah, that's right.
Um,
Also to roll back to the phone call, Hillary Knight,
because
who
we didn't talk about the phone call last week.
no, we didn't, but President Trump called them,
Everyone knows, and everyone
and yeah, everybody knows. We don't have to rehash it. So he made like an off-color joke about the women's team. It wasn't anything
he was just being
horrible. It was he was just
he
being
wa- he was just being sexist.
sexist. But um, I want to get. I don't know who it was in the background of the video. Two players said when he was like, "I guess we got to bring the women's team." One player said, "Hell yeah," or something like that, and then another
Absolutely,
player
exactly.
said 2 for 2. So whoever
Right.
that was, you didn't understand what he was saying, and we're like, "Yeah, we do need to bring the women."
But there's also a
Don't know
chance
who that was though.
where, right, we don't know who those two players were. There's also a chance that the laugh that he got was that because they thought the joke is why wouldn't you bring them? They thought
Yeah,
not bringing them was the joke. Like,
yeah,
of course we're gonna bring them. But then he starts talking the impeachment thing, and then there's the awkward laughter after that.
yeah.
So
That one. Everybody was like, okay."
yeah. So who knows how they again the joke was sexist. Who
Yeah,
knows how it was being interpreted by the people, but also
yeah,
their PR has just been fucking awful.
yep. Really bad,
Like
really bad.
it's been so bad. Um because
Man, they're just
it,
real stupid when they're talking about it too.
right, exactly. Um Also, like, I don't in the Hughes brothers case, you guys are in your 20s. I don't
Hmm.
care what your mommy has to say. Why is your mommy responding for you?
Yep. Well, because
When
she probably
she
knows her sons are rock
well
stupid.
she said a whole lot of nothing too because of course she's not going to throw her kids under the bus.
Oh, she should have. That
Um
would have been like a number one mom thing to do. It's
but
like, oh, my
like
dumbass sons don't know what was going on.
but also like I've seen two, maybe there've been more, but I've seen two apologies for the most part
Yes, I think it was.
from the Boston boys
I think the two I was thinking. I think I was multiplying them in my head, but it was definitely Swayman and McAvoy on
and
Boston
McAvoy.
that were like, yeah, we should. That wasn't funny. We shouldn't have. That we're
Right.
sorry for that. You know.
Both of them were like, we should have handled that differently. Like
Yeah.
that's
Which is, you know what? It's a stock standard answer,
yeah,
but like at least it's something. At
that's
least it's kind of an
something.
apology. Um, the Hughes brothers went on SNL,
Yep.
and Hillary Knight and Megan Keller, I believe, is her
Megan
first name,
Keller.
who won for the United States in the women's gold medal game. Were also there, and they Hillary Knight and Megan Keller took digs at the men's team.
Yeah, absolutely. Because it's hilarious.
Basically made that same joke back at them, and you
Bunch
know
of cheers.
to yes, and to the Hughes brothers' credit, they did take it.
They take it on the chin.
They
Yeah.
took it on the chin. Oh, and the host of the show was one of the guys from Heated Rivalry too, so there was like
Right. But the other
other
guy from
jokes in
Heated
there too.
Rivalry was also there.
Oh, was he? Okay. Well,
I'm pretty sure.
it was
Yeah.
only one of them talking at that point,
Yeah.
but in either direction. So, yeah, we're not absolving anybody of anything.
No,
But
absolutely
like you
not.
got to remember, like we said last week, don't ever put athletes on a moral pedestal because they're just going to disappoint
No.
you.
And they're only
And
going to
just
disappoint.
celebrities in general, just don't take your morals, don't take your politics from them because they're
Right.
probably a lot worse than you hope they are.
Commend
Um,
them when they're good, like when with what Flava Flav did, and
Hell
like
yeah, Flava Fave
he's all
2028.
he's always been a real one when it comes to supporting women's sports. He puts a bunch of money into the WNBA, the PWHL. Like he's like
Well, on top of that, he learned that not this Olympics, but a past Olympics, that some of
No,
the
it's this Olympics.
athletes. Well, no. He's done it multiple times,
Oh
where
yes,
where
okay,
he
you're right.
learned that several of the athletes, like, they were like, we have to have second and third jobs to be able to pay for this because we don't get paid to go to the Olympics, and he was like, fuck
Yeah,
that, and he sponsored all of them. And he
right.
sponsored like
Yes.
the entire bobsled team. He sponsored
Hmm.
the entire, I think, one of the some team from the Summer Olympics. I can't remember. But and
Right.
then not only did he sponsor them, he went to the games to cheer them on.
Of course.
And then
Yeah.
Flavor Flav,
Um.
excuse me, Flava Flav, this past week had the women's team to, I don't know, his house or
To go to
something,
Vegas. Yeah.
and threw a big party for them for
Yep.
winning gold. And they all went to it,
Uh.
and it was kind of like a middle
Yeah.
finger to the Trump administration.
Yes. But like, and now there's people just like, well, Flavor Flav's been like misogynistic in the past. And it's like, yeah, people
Sure.
are allowed to grow and change
That's true.
and
People are allowed to
make
learn.
up for their stuff.
And
Yeah.
he's
Um.
been good the last 10 years or something
Yeah. That we know.
that we know of. That me and Clay are aware of
Yeah,
at
we
this
gotta
moment.
say that.
Yeah, that we know of right this minute. And we'll have an apology next week about whatever
Yeah.
Flava Flav has done. Okay, well, with that all out of the way and that annoyance, at least the NHL is back, and we can talk about all the other terrible people that play this sport.
Yes.
So let's talk about a trade that happened basically right after all of the players, or most of the players, came back from the Olympics on Tuesday. Kind of out of nowhere, the Pittsburgh Penguins sent Brett Kulak to. Oh, wrote Washington for some reason. Not true. Went to Colorado for Samuel
Yep.
Girard and a 2028 second round pick that belonged to Colorado. So 1-for-1. I think this deal kind of makes sense for both teams. Colorado wants to bulk up on defense. Kulak is a bigger,
Well-
physically larger person than Girard is, and then Girard is 6 years younger and signed through next season, and like the Avalanche needed to get some cap room. Excuse me.
What it is it's when Sam Malinsky re-signed.
Yes,
That meant Gerard was getting traded.
yeah, he
That's
had to
just
get traded.
That's just what it was gonna happen.
So,
Um,
but like
so
but even just
kudos.
taking that all into consideration, that second round pick that they also gave Pittsburgh is a little wild to be included into
Exactly.
this
Like,
trade. Because
Wait
like
to-
just 1-for-1 makes total sense for both sides. That second round pick, that makes it a win for Pittsburgh. Because like
well, it's because Pittsburgh didn't need to get rid of Kulak.
that's true, they did not.
It's because they could have, like, there could have been multiple teams sniffing around Kulak.
That's true. That's true as well.
And
We don't know that.
Colorado being just like, hey, we want this
we
guy.
need that. We need that.
We need that, and like
Yeah.
we need that cap help.
Yeah, I
We
think
gotta
it's
pay
something like $2.25 million cap relief for Colorado in that trade, because Girard makes $5 million and Kulak makes 2.75, I think. So yeah, that's the trade. Again, I think it works for both sides. That second round pick. Kyle Dubas must have like a silver tongue or something. He's talking people out of second round picks left and right. 'Cause-
Dubas is very good.
Dubas
Has-
I-
Is very good with trades. He is
Trades,
very good with
yes.
trades.
He's good with trades.
We will
He-
will see how we'll see how extensions go.
that's
just what
that
it
is also true, but we'll see. We'll have to see.
That could be his weakness.
That could be his weakness. Yeah,
Um,
the major, well, the biggest error he has made has been two signings, which were Jari, which he fixed this year and turned
Yeah.
into 2 second round picks now, and Stuart Skinner and Sam Girard. And then Ryan Graves is the other one. I don't think there's a way out of that contract, unfortunately. But
No,
um,
that was a Dubas contract. I thought that
It
was
was.
a Hextall contract.
no, it was a Dubas
Wow.
contract, yeah. But at the time, Graves was playing in a way that was like, okay, that contract's not that bad. It's just like right away he played awful for the Penguins,
Yeah.
so it made that contract look terrible. So
Right.
Is what it is. Nobody's perfect, but this calendar year, all of Dubas's trades have been money, and the signings
Uh
from
huh.
last offseason as well. Pittsburgh,
Exactly.
with this week, the games this week, Pittsburgh, I think, has 73 goals from players that it is their first year on the Penguins,
That's awesome.
which is insanity, which includes
Hmm.
Anthony Mantha, Justin Brazeau, Ben Kindle,
Yeah.
who Dubas got a lot of flack for taking in the draft where he took him, but look where he is now.
Yeah.
He's, I think, fourth in rookie goal scoring right now.
Hmm.
So, like, Dubas has been hitting it out of the park this year so far. We'll see what he does at the trade
Right.
deadline. I have no idea what he has up. That's the other thing, too, is that this trade, the Chinikov trade, another trade that's been working wonders for the Penguins, and the Stuart Skinner, Brett Kulak trade, all of these came out of nowhere. There was no
Right.
preamble to it, so nobody has any idea what Dubas has up his sleeve.
Like
It could be
there's
something
like
small,
he's
it could be
keeping
something
things.
big, nobody knows.
Yeah, he's keeping things locked up tight.
Oh, yeah,
But like,
seemingly.
I don't. Looking on what is still available with
Hmm.
like your looking at Pittsburgh specifically with their UFAs, most of them are, or a couple of them are your Malkin, which
Yeah,
you're not trading.
no.
Um,
I think he will be
then you
re-signed
have
eventually in Pittsburgh.
Kevin Hayes,
Yeah, nobody's taking that
who
contract.
wants him
No.
exactly. Um, then it's Mantha, which I can see Mantha resigning in Pittsburgh.
Well,
Um,
the thing with Mantha is he's having a fantastic season. He hit 20 goals this week, which is way beyond anything anybody expected of him this year. He's having a big resurgence. Uh, if somebody offers them a shitload for him, they're definitely going to trade Anthony Mantha. If somebody offers a first
right,
plus for him, I think Dubas
but
would be like, yeah, absolutely.
I don't know if someone's going to
I don't know that's going to happen,
do
but
that. Here's the thing, because yeah, he played 82 games in um he didn't play 82 games, but he played like 70 games in 2 years ago.
mhm.
But then last year he was doing well on the Flames before he tore his ACL.
Right. Well, that's part of the problem too. Is like I saw some tweet from somebody just specifically about Anthony Mantha that said unless somebody blows the Penguins out away with an offer, they're probably going to keep him. Which makes
Yeah,
sense with how where the Penguins are at in the standings right now and the way he's playing on the team. He's really meshed well into Dan Muse's system. Um, so he could
exactly. Like
re-sign
I
with the Penguins.
exactly like I
They
don't
could
see
re-sign him
Nolatari
like
going
right
anywhere.
after the trade deadline. If they're like, okay,
Absolutely.
nobody wanted to or nobody gave us enough to trade you, let's talk about an
Hmm.
extension now because we like you here.
Right.
Nola Chari's not going to
Um,
go anywhere. No way.
Connor Dewar's not going
Connor
anywhere.
Dewar's not going anywhere. Those
Uh,
are two guys I would, especially Dewar, I would really like the Penguins to re-sign because that fourth line's
yeah,
been
Dewar's
money for them right now.
right. I don't see Connor Clifton necessarily commanding anything.
Nah, doubt
Um,
it.
but yeah, a big point is like a lot of the guys who've been buyers, a lot of the teams that have been buyers historically are out of assets.
Yep, they got nothing. Their cupboard
So
is bare at this point.
like,
Like
like Tampa,
Tampa
cupboard's
has
bare.
got nothing that they can trade at
They
this
got
point.
nothing to give.
Florida either.
Uh,
I don't know that Florida's going to be a big buyer because they're
no,
in
they're kind of
tenuous
selling
playoff
right now.
spot right now. Um,
They're looking bad for it too.
Colorado, I think, is kind of bare. Colorado's in a good
Yeah,
position. They don't. I don't think they really need to trade for a lot, but Dallas. I don't know how much Dallas has to play with. Vegas
right.
has got nothing. Edmonton has got nothing that they're willing to trade.
Toronto,
Right,
Toronto's got nothing.
Toronto might be
Um,
sellers, which is crazy. Although I saw
Toronto
a
should be
rumor
sellers.
that Toronto was like looking at Robert Thomas, which is insane for them to be
Right, but
to be like looking at that.
but the only return is Matthew Nyes, and
Matthew,
I
yeah.
wouldn't give that up.
No, that
Um,
seems like, well, it wasn't just Matthew Nyes. It started with Matthew Nyes. It was like
right,
Matthew
and
Nyes, a
that's the
first
thing.
round pick, and somebody else. It's just like, yee, that's a lot.
I wouldn't do it
I wouldn't do it either. Well, I mean, if
if
I was
I'm giving up
Toronto, I
Matthew
would not do it.
if I'm giving up Matthew Nyes, it's 1-for-1, baby. Like
Yeah,
for Thomas. Oh,
Matthew Nyes. I think is on about the same level as Thomas. Yeah. I don't know. So anyway, we got sidetracked talking about the Penguins for a while there, but yeah, we who knows what trades might come. I Elliot Friedman this week, speaking on Thomas, said, before this week, I didn't think he was going to get traded, and then this week he was like, it might happen. He said there's traction there
yeah,
apparently. There's traction on Trocheck. I think Trocheck's
Henderson.
definitely going to get traded this week.
Trocheck is
Seems
100%
like
getting traded.
maybe Minnesota seems to be where that's
That's what I was
tracking
gonna
right
say.
now. Oh, really? Well, that one,
That was my guess. I didn't actually know that.
I've seen a lot of rumors that like
That's a
Minnesota's
possible.
like really been in that one, but Detroit too. So I told Clay, you have an entire. We could go through the rest of the episode. You can
Yeah,
wait. I
yeah,
told Clay
I
that
know.
we should both think of like a kind of a crazy trade, a plausible trade that would
Yeah,
happen this week. Um,
and
and
mine
and
was
yours is one
Trocheck to
that looks
Minnesota.
like it's probably going to happen. So,
I
or
didn't
not,
actually
maybe not,
realize that was.
probably, but
I didn't
uh,
realize that was a rumor. That's my bad.
I watched Elliot Friedman yesterday. At the end of the Penguins game, they were talking to him because it was a national game, and they were like, "Oh, how about Vinny Trocheck?" And he was like, "Oh yeah, Minnesota." He just said Minnesota, so I
well,
was like,
well,
"Okay, so Trocheck's probably going to Minnesota." It seems like
well, it makes sense because it's
it makes sense. It's yeah,
Minnesota needs face help with the face off,
yeah.
and Trocheck's good at the face off. I was
I'm
gonna
just
joke
saying
that he
the
goes back home to Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh Penguins
Yeah,
need him too.
that's where he's from.
Especially with Crosby
That's
out.
a
I'm just
playoff
saying.
team. He wants to go to a playoff team.
Oh, dude,
That's a playoff team right now.
if it wasn't insanely expensive, I would absolutely take that trade. Because even when Crosby comes back, that's just a
I don't think
solid
it'll be
center
that
depth right
expensive.
there. We'll see.
I don't think it'll
We'll
be
see.
that expensive to trade
Pittsburgh's got a
because
lot of second round picks. I'm just saying.
yeah, and Chris Drury is a bad
Is an idiot.
GM.
So all right. Why don't you? Uh huh.
Remember when at the beginning, or this might have been last year, at the beginning of like this whole um, Ranger riot, we were
Mhm.
kind of on Trocheck, Jury's side. Yeah, that was bad.
It's changed now. Yeah, it's changed
it's
now.
changed.
We were
It's
like,
changed a
oh,
lot.
okay. No, he's done okay.
I mean,
He has not done okay since then.
No. Well, we were just like, they're gonna side with Laviolette. Like,
Yeah. Well, then they got rid of Laviolette. I think they got rid of Laviolette because they maybe got inklings that Pittsburgh and Sullivan were gonna cut ties. Um, but like that hasn't worked. They've even worse
it
this
hasn't
year.
worked. Well, also Sullivan threw stuff on the fire recently.
True. Oh,
So
you want to talk about a
with Adam
crazy
Fox
rumor? Yeah, that's what I was
getting
gonna say. You want
traded.
to talk about a crazy rumor? Is Adam Fox seems like maybe he doesn't want to be on the Rangers if they're going into a rebuild. He said something to
Well,
that effect.
well, with Sullivan basically with the comment that Sullivan made about like we want whiskey drinkers here, not milk drinkers, kind of calling Fox soft.
Okay, okay, Sully.
Not kind of calling Fox soft.
I
Calling
don't,
Fox soft.
I don't remember Sully saying shit like that when he was on the Penguins. I don't recall him being like, these things are a bunch of pussies.
Right.
So I don't. He must be like pissed at whatever's going on at Madison Square Garden so far this year. But like Adam, I don't know that Adam Fox is gonna actually get traded this week, but the feelings
It'd
are
be
out there.
hilarious.
It would be so funny.
It'd be funny because he forced his way off of 2 teams
Ah,
just to go to the
oh
Rangers.
man, it would be funny. It would be so
Well, this
funny
might
if that happened.
This might make Quick retire because remember Quick
Maybe, yeah.
came to the Rangers because he was
Well, Kick's from New York,
I think
isn't he?
in the area.
Yeah, he's from the area.
And grew up a Rangers fan. He chose the Rangers just because he was a fan of them as a kid. Like
Johnny Quick's already a Hall of Famer. Like he doesn't have anything
yes,
to
he
prove.
is, but he's not here to. That's what I mean. Like, not here to prove stuff, but he can still he's still been a serviceable backup now, kind of starter.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah,
since Shesterkin's gone, but like Shesterkin's hurt, but
hurt.
it's
Yeah,
just like
Shesterkin's not going anywhere. He's not getting traded.
he's not. They can't trade.
No, they gave him that humongous contract last year, which
Yeah.
has no move clause in it. And here's a thought I was just having earlier today is, boy, I think teams should be real more judicious about giving players no move clauses.
Well,
I
it was
a lot of third,
this.
fourth line guys be having no move clauses.
Well, that was the product of the hard cap. Like, if you
That's
want
a
a
good
guy
point.
to stay
Yeah, that's a
here,
good point.
you need to offer no moves.
That's a good point.
That's the thing.
Well,
And
that
not
was
necessarily a thing anymore.
the Penguins are starting to get out of it now, thankfully. But that was a problem they had for a couple of years. Was like everybody on the team had a no move clause or a no trade clause to
Mhm.
some extent. But like that's where the Rangers are right now. That's where like
Yeah.
Florida is right now.
That's where Toronto
That's
is
where
right now.
Toronto is right now. And the reason that I'm sure the Rangers don't want to trade Vinny Trocheck, but he's the only one that doesn't have trade protection.
Exactly.
So, you know,
And he's kind of the only piece that they have that's worth a return.
I mean,
Not the only piece, but
I think Lafreniere could get a good return. I think,
I don't know.
well,
With
I
how
think he
he's
could get
had one good year in his
a
career.
return. I think he could get a return.
Yes.
It's not going to be like a first and a prospect. It could be like a couple of draft picks, but I think Schneider might be able to get a draft pick back. But
I have a trade for you.
oh yeah, go
Adam
ahead.
Fox to Carolina.
That would be so fucking funny if that happened. Uh, I mean, I'm gonna be checking my phone definitely because we have another trade we need to talk about that hasn't been made official yet, but it seems like it's official. But why don't you talk about there was a coach fired this week?
Yeah. All right. Let's go through my news. My news is really little. Kucherov has hit 700 assists,
Oh,
and he is the 9th fastest player to hit 700 assists, beating Sidney Crosby by 1 game.
oh, damn. That's a notch in the belt though.
That is a notch to the belt. So he's been absolutely on fire. For games played, he leads the league in points per game. And then for the West, sorry, I am back to 2 notebooks because over the week before the Olympics, filled up my last notebook. So new half of the season, new notebook.
That's why I buy like
Um,
three subject ones. That way I just
No, I mean,
pull out the dividers.
I have a 2 subject one that is one east, one west side.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
And then these are for the game. And the other one's for the games.
Oh, okay, got ya.
So for the West, Tyler Myers is being held out for trade related reasons.
Well, it seems like there is a trade that is agreed upon by the teams. Tyler Myers to Detroit, but they have to. Tyler Myers has to agree to it because he has a full no move clause, I think.
Yep.
And he's taking his sweet ass time deciding if he wants to go or
Yes.
not.
He
Which, hey, they signed the
Uh,
contract, so that's his right.
they did.
Um,
That's
he's
Former first overall pick.
was he a first overall pick?
Might just been a first round.
I think he was a first round pick. He was definitely a first round pick. I don't think he was first overall. But in
It was
either
Buffalo,
direction,
so it's possible.
in either direction, he is making this decision because he's like at the tail end of his career at this point, I think, right? Because he's like 36 or something. So this is like I don't really want to move because of my family, sort of thing.
Yeah.
That he's trying to decide through. So more power
Yeah,
to him.
exactly.
He signed the contract. He got the no move clause.
But for Anaheim, Quinville becomes the second team or second coach ever to reach 1,000 wins after Scotty Bowman. would have happened 2 years sooner if he hadn't been found that he covered up a sex abuse scandal
Yeah,
in his own team.
yeah, you know.
Um,
Uh,
yeah,
Tyler Myers 12th overall by Buffalo.
by Buffalo. Yeah, I looked that up too. And what Bert was mentioning was the Kings have fired Hiller
Yeah,
as
something Clay
they
said should have happened in the
should have
offseason.
off season.
I mean, the
Um,
Kings have really crashed and burned this year. They have been mediocre at best for the majority of the season.
absolutely, like they're having the Kings play boring defensive hockey, and they're not
Yeah,
even effective at it. Otherwise,
yep.
they'd
They'd be in a
be a
playoff
playoff team.
spot. Yeah. Well, they
Um,
did pick up Artemi Panarin, but before the Olympic break. But during the Olympic break, they lost Kevin Fiala for the rest of the
yeah.
season. Um,
So yeah, they fired Hiller probably after the 8-1 ass kicking by Edmonton.
oh yeah,
Also, like Hiller was the reason that LA lost to Edmonton in that first round last year.
yeah,
Like
because they had him on the ropes, and then
they
he just
had
like
him
changed for no
dead to
reason. Yeah,
rights. They changed the tactics. Like again, Edmonton couldn't handle LA's rush. They couldn't
yeah.
handle it. And then they got a lead, and then they played prevent.
hmm
They invited pressure, and they blew it.
You know,
And then
this podcast standing on prevent defense.
that also that coach's challenge with that swing for the goalie interference, which
Oh
was
yeah.
an awful challenge. That was an awful challenge,
You know, here's something
and it
funny.
swung.
Just a real quick tangent. The Pittsburgh
Yeah.
Penguins are 0 for the season on goaltender interference coaches challenges. They haven't succeeded
Oh
on
wow,
any
good
of
for
them,
them. Ugh,
pro or against, which I think
that's
is so funny.
you
They're
need
just like really bad at it.
That's a new video coach.
Yeah. Well, that and also the goaltender interference is
Not consistent.
not consistent at
Um,
all. How it's called.
but in that playoff series, I don't think the video coach was the one who said to challenge it, and that I think they said, I think Hiller said it was his call. And
Ouch.
if I'm wrong with that, I'm wrong with that. But like,
He got fired.
this is just me remembering it. But it completely that was the series. That was the series right there.
Yeah.
DJ Smith is the interim head coach.
Another podcast favorite coach.
Uh,
Specifically
thing
Clay
is
favorite coach.
my thing is he's a fine development coach. He can
Yeah.
start the process of making a decent culture and developing
Yeah.
a guy, but he has a ceiling. It's not a very high ceiling.
Well, I
You're
think
gonna get
our
to a point and
our
then
digs with
outgrow
him.
him as
I
a
guess
head
our
coach.
digs were more with Ottawa than him. Really, it was just like Ottawa's been holding on to this coach for way too long at this point. Like
Well,
they need to
and
change.
that because that was the thing. Like there were so many defensive mistakes because he didn't have a defensive system.
Yeah.
So if they wanted to be the playoff team that they were last year, they needed to get rid of Smith. And it didn't matter how much all the guys liked him because that's not the problem. Yeah, he's a real likable coach. But with Ottawa, he could only coach you so far, and you were way past that point.
Yep. Agreed.
But I don't know. There aren't too many players on the Kings that need developing. Like
Maybe Quentin Byfield a bit more. I don't
yeah,
know
but
how
I
he's
think
doing this year, but
I think a big part was Hiller's system repressing him
well, I think
more than like
Byfield I think was projected to be like a top tier offensive player, right? And I think
his
Hiller was trying
defensive
to
play
jam
is
him.
pretty good. I want him to shoot more.
Yeah, well, maybe DJ Smith can be like, "Hey, shoot more," like
Shoot.
slapping him about,
Yeah.
like, "Shoot more."
Yeah, I think that could be it. But yeah, he's still again
But
only 23.
you know, like a change of coach can do wonders, even if you don't know how successful that coach has been. Just the Penguins. Look at the Penguins this year. The Penguins looked awful last year. This year, new
Hmm.
coach. They added a few pieces. They're solidly in the playoffs right now. Now it could change,
Yeah,
but they're like pretty. They're embedded in a playoff spot right now, pretty
absolutely.
decently.
Byfield, 58 games, 13 goals, 20 assists, 33.
Oof, yeah, that's
It's
a
a
yeah.
step back from last year. Um,
When numbers like that come
where
up,
he had 54.
I am like the team overall is playing really bad. Because like we're talking about Robert
Right.
Thomas, right? He has like 11 goals this year, but St. Louis is
Yeah.
very bad. And I think Thomas was injured for a chunk of the season too. But in either direction, like the numbers don't necessarily equate to how they're playing, you know. But
Right. But also, like, you have Ken Holland as your GM. I don't know what you're gonna really do there. Like, I don't.
Ken Holland used to be a good
Every,
GM, not no more.
every rumor about players that the Kings are looking at bringing in is not good.
No, because what
Every
they're linked
rumor.
to Lion A. They're linked to definitely
Yeah, they're
Lion
like
A.
the line A, Evander Kane.
Evander Kane. Oh yeah,
Um,
that one doesn't even make sense. Evander Kane's played terribly this year.
mhm. I mean, he's on Vancouver too, so
Well, he's
like,
on
how much is
Vancouver, but
that?
like,
Like, he's not
yeah,
helping them.
it's yeah. There's a bunch of like, oh, they're talking to Montreal about Patrick Laine. It's like, why? I
Right.
mean, if it's for like a fourth round pick or something, I guess okay, sure. Especially with Kevin Fiala being injured now, but
You,
it's not
yeah,
gonna
you
help
need
that
someone
much,
who
you know.
you do need a trigger man, but you need someone who'll be healthy enough to pull that trigger. And
Yeah, man,
there's the
that
issue.
sucks. Patrick Laine with all of his injuries and whatever else is going on with him is just like regressed so much.
Oh yeah,
Because he looked like a perennial 40 goal scorer when he was in
absolutely.
Winnipeg, and then
Hmm.
man, yeah, just fell off from there. All right, well, we have one more
He's
trade,
got 5 games this year.
huh?
He's
So
got 5 games played this year. Line A.
Line has, yeah, his health has just been
Yeah.
a mess. So we have one more trade that's not officially official yet, but Connor Murphy of the Chicago Blackhawks, formerly of the Chicago Blackhawks, is apparently being traded to the Edmonton Oilers for a second round pick, and the Blackhawks are retaining 50% of his $4.4 million cap hit. He's a free agent after this year, so it would only be for the rest of the
Yep.
season. That has not been officially announced yet, but there is a bunch of scuttlebutt on online right now that trade is
Oh
happening.
yeah, yeah.
So
So
there you go.
that's what we got right now.
That's a solid defensive minded defenseman for Edmonton after they traded their defensive minded defenseman to Pittsburgh earlier for
Yeah.
seemingly a trade at this point that looks really stupid by Edmonton because Tristan Jarry has not been
Yes.
playing very well.
No.
But
I mean,
the
again,
defense in front
it's
of
the
him has
defense in front
not
of
been
him.
playing it well either.
No.
Jari can play
Uh,
well if the defense is playing well, but
well, you can say that about any goalie. But
yeah, that's a good point.
I know Mangiapane got waived.
Yeah, I don't know
Waived
why
and
they thought
unclaimed.
they were going to be able to trade Mangiapane for anything significant. You know,
No, with
I keep seeing that they were like, oh, if they include Mangiapane in this trade, maybe they can get so and so. It's just like nobody wants Mangiapane. He's not playing well. He's big
he's
overpaid.
played awful.
Nobody's gonna take
His
that
current
contract. Nobody
cap
wants
is
him. I'm sorry. Like, and they
current
just put him
cap
on
is
waivers for free,
3.6.
and nobody took him for
Yeah.
free. So, wild. All right, let's do some injuries. Let's get into some games, and then we could do
Yep.
our crazy trades at the end that we're predicting are gonna happen.
Yeah.
For me, Chicago, Rinzel day to day with an illness. Colorado, Kiviranta day to day concussion. Dallas got hit hard coming out of the Olympic break. Foxa officially
Yep.
got put on IR for an upper body injury. Rantanen, I said out for the year. I don't think that's true. Um,
No. He's not out for the year.
Oh, I must have got that mixed up with Sagan. Sagan is out for the year.
Sagan is officially out for the year.
Officially
So
out for the year.
Dallas does
Rantanen,
have cap space now.
they do have cap space. Rantanen's on IR, so I don't know where I got mixed up with this. For a lower body injury that he got at the Olympics, and Rope Hintz is day to day with an illness. For Minnesota, Gustafsson, although he's back from this now, but he was day to day for an illness where he got sick and threw up in a game that he was playing. With
Yeah, he did.
1 minute left in the game, he had to come out because he threw up on the ice. And then Nick Foligno day to day with a lower body injury. For Nashville, Willsby day to day lower body injury. For the Islanders, Drouin day to day lower body injury. For Pittsburgh, Crosby. We knew Crosby got injured at the Olympics, is out for minimum 4 weeks, whatever that means.
4 weeks from when the injury was, too. So, like, it could
So
only be 3 weeks.
Yes, I saw some people, some Pittsburgh like beat writers saying like it actually could be sooner than we think, but whatever. From the leg injury he got from the hit falling awkwardly from the hit
Yep.
by Gudas at the Olympics. For St. Louis, Periaco is just out at the moment with a back injury. Washington, Carlson out for the moment with a lower body injury. Both those guys, no, not IR or anything like that yet, but just out for the weekend essentially. And then for Winnipeg, Pionk week to week lower body injury, Niederreiter week to week lower body injury, and Nemesnikov week to week lower body injury.
Gotcha.
I did see. I was watching the Penguins Vegas game yesterday, and in between periods, the TNT guys were talking, and they were like, "I'm really interested to see who goes on IR after the trade deadline." So for when when all the trades have happened, and teams were like, "Okay, we're done. You're going on IR. You're going on IR. You're going on IR."
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see when that comes around.
For my injuries, I'm going to start with Hillary Knight tore her MCL during the Olympics, and
she did unfortunately.
She's on the LTIR by Seattle Torrent, but
didn't she play in the gold game?
She tied the.
Yeah, she scored in the gold medal game. That's crazy that she tore her MCL.
Through it.
Wild. Good on her. What a real American hero right there. Her and Flava Flav.
Absolutely.
Flava Flav, Hillary Knight, 2028. Book it. I'll vote for that. Flava love the nation.
Oh, don't get him started. Is VH1 still around?
No. No.
That's
MTV is barely a thing anymore. Cable is barely a thing anymore.
Yeah. All right. My injuries. Anaheim, Mikko Granlund from the Olympics is day-to-day from upper body. Ryan Strome, day-to-day illness, and Troy Terry, day-to-day upper body. Edmonton have placed Matthias Janmark on the LTIR for a chronic, it's undisclosed, but something that is a chronic illness that he is dealing with.
You think he's on LTI because of the chronic, like weed, like he can't stop smoking weed?
Yes, the chronic.
The chronic. Sorry. Sorry. Yeah, they don't care about weed anymore in sports.
No.
Once it became legal in a lot of, it's legal in Canada and it's legal in like more than half the states in the United States, I think now. So.
Right. Moving on to the Kings, a lot of this is holdover from the Olympics. Joel Armia, day-to-day upper body. Drew Doughty, day-to-day upper body. And this is not Olympics, but Andrei Kuzmenko had surgery on his knee for meniscus tear. He is listed as week to week.
Okay. Couldn't have been. I guess couldn't have been that bad if he's week to week from a knee injury, from a knee surgery.
And for Seattle, Ryan Lindgren is day-to-day for an undisclosed reason. For the East, Florida's Belinskis is day-to-day undisclosed. And Tampa Bay, Gage Gonclaves and Dominic James are right now day-to-day. Gonclaves undisclosed for James' leg. They both got injured during the Sabres game and left that game early. So, that's it.
All right. Let's do these games. I'll kick
Let's
us off
do these games.
in the Metropolitan Division. The Carolina
What's our
Hurricanes.
time at?
We're right at 45 minutes already.
Oh, okay.
That's why I was trying to be like, let's get to the games.
I know, but I figured we were longer.
Look, this is a fun time of year, right? This and like the
Yeah.
free agency beginning are the fun times trying to speculate where guys are going to go, what trades might happen. Like I love the trade deadline. I know it hasn't been that interesting the last few years, but I love all the just speculation and the chess pieces moving around kind of thing. I love that part of the year.
Real quick on because we were talking about Trocheck in Minnesota,
Mm-hmm.
because Trocheck on his no trade list is says the West.
Yeah. Well, the West
But,
geographically, the West.
right?
Like West
he's
Coast,
talking West
essentially.
Coast.
Yeah.
So and Minnesota is not West Coast. So that
That was another thing.
He's not on their no trade list.
That was another thing Elliot Friedman said yesterday after the game. He was like, it seems like Minnesota is the farthest west he's willing to go, essentially.
Yeah.
But it seems like Minnesota and Detroit are the two teams that are like trying to figure out a trade for Vinny Trocheck right now.
Yes.
Unless there is a change this week at some point and he gets traded to Pittsburgh. We'll see what happens, I guess. All right, Carolina picked up right where they left off, going 2-0 this week. Carolina was red hot coming into the Olympic break, and apparently their momentum did not get broken in those 2 weeks off. They beat Tampa Bay 5-4. Hall, Jarvis, and Stankoven all had a goal and an assist. Svechnikov 2 assists, and Brennan Bussey 24 of 28. And then they beat Detroit 5-2. So they beat 2 playoff teams. Hall and Gostisbehere each had a goal and 2 assists apiece. And Jackson Blake had a goal and an assist, while Freddie Anderson was 27 of 29. Taylor Hall's your top player. 2 goals, 3 assists on the week in those 2 games.
Good for him.
2 for 6 on the power play, 2 for 3 on the penalty kill. 38, 15, and 6, 82 points, very solidly in first place in the Metro. It's gonna be tough for the 2 teams behind them, which are Pittsburgh and the Islanders, to catch Carolina at this point.
Especially because Carolina has games in hand on the Islanders.
So does Pittsburgh. I think Pittsburgh and Carolina are now tied for games played.
Yep.
Although not this week, but next week, this month, Pittsburgh and Carolina play each other 3 times in the span of like 2 weeks. So
that's crazy.
That's gonna go a far way to decide what's happening in this division.
Yeah.
Those are 3 big games coming up later this month. Columbus, unfortunately, looks like their momentum was broken because they went 0-1-1 this week. They were red hot. They were rising up the standings right there for a wild card spot, but stumbled coming out of the break. Losing to Boston 4-2, they outshot Boston, 40-23. Fantilli a goal and an assist. Marchment 2 assists. Merzlikins 19 of 22, and then lost to the Islanders in overtime 4-3. Marchment, Fantilli, and Lundstrom scored the goals in that game for Columbus, while Jet Greaves was 22 of 26. No top player. 0 for 1 on the power play, 4 for 5 on the penalty kill. 29, 21, and 8. 66 points, 5th place in the division. Still respectable. They're still within striking distance. They could still get a wild card spot, but they got to have better weeks than that moving forward. The Devils. I think the Devils have more or less given up at this point.
You hope.
They should.
Would be bad if they were trying.
1-2 this week. Losing to Buffalo 2-1. Timo Meyer scoring the only goal there. Allen 28 of 30. Losing to Pittsburgh 4-1. Cotter the only goal there. Markstrom 33 of 36. And then beating St. Louis 3-1. Hischier, Meyer, and Hamilton scored the goals, while Markstrom was 25 of 26. Hamilton's another guy that's may get traded this week. Seems like
now with that no move clause.
Well, he gets to decide where he gets traded.
Exactly.
And it could be nowhere.
There's no shame in losing to Buffalo.
I didn't say there was shame in losing to Buffalo. Buffalo's
I'm
been on what
2.5
month long heater at this point that they're still rolling on. With 25-4-2, I think is what I saw the last time
Yep.
I saw it thrown up there. Like, holy shit, Buffalo. They might win the division. Like, I think with games in hand, I remember looking at the standings. They're really close to. Oh, wait, no. I read it backwards. I realized that yesterday when I was reading it backwards. Never mind.
Tampa.
Tampa has 2 games in hand on Buffalo. I thought it was the other way around. That's what it was. We'll get to it. We'll get to it. New Jersey, no top player for New Jersey. They went 1 for 9 on the power play with a shorthanded goal against. I believe that was against Pittsburgh. 8 for 9 on the penalty kill. 29, 29, and 2. 2 overtime losses for New Jersey this year. 60 points, 7th in the division. It's crazy they have 29 wins, which is like, I think 2 or 3 behind Pittsburgh, who's in second place, but they have 29 regulation losses, which is
right.
Wild that they have that many
that's
regulation losses. Oh, the Islanders are up next, and much to my chagrin, they went 3-0 this week. They beat Montreal. They beat Montreal 4-3 in overtime. Schaefer 2 goals, Holmstrom 2 assists, Sorokin 22 of 25, 1 for 3 on the penalty kill in that game though. Beat Columbus 4-3 in overtime. Pajot, Mayfield a goal and an assist, Barzal 2 assists, and Sorokin 27 of 30. I guess I forgot to write down who scored the overtime goals. Excuse me for that. And then they beat Florida. I watched this game last night. Beat Florida 5-4. Schaefer 2 goals and an assist in this game. D'Angelo 2 assists, and Riddick 29 of 33. In Florida, way to let Anders Lee just walk past all of your defensemen and score with 30 seconds left in the game. What the fuck was that? I couldn't believe you let that happen. I was watching the game and I was like, he's gonna score. He just walked right past both defensemen and Bobrovsky and scored. And it was just like, what was that?
Yeah.
Schaefer, 4 goals and an assist. Their top player of the week. He's the first rookie of the year to hit 20 goals. He has 20 goals as a defenseman. As a rookie, he's 19, I think. 18 or 19 at this point. I don't know when his birthday is.
Defenseman. I think he's the first teenage defenseman to hit 20 goals in the National Hockey League.
This kid's money. He absolutely.
He's money. And thank Christ they also have the best goalie in the league this year.
That as well is really helping the Islanders by a lot at this point. The Islanders, for anybody in their division, look frustratingly very good this year. With the addition of Matthew Schaefer, the way Sorokin's playing, they're gonna be a playoff team. They're gonna be hard out in the playoffs too.
Disagree.
Okay.
I disagree.
Okay, that's fine.
I think
I would love to be wrong about that.
No, I think their defense is bad, but Matthew Schaefer is, again, producing all this offense, and Sorokin is just bailing out this defense. And Riddick.
Yeah, Riddick too.
Not just Sorokin. But they're just bailing this defense out, and
I guess we'll see. I mean,
that gets you to a playoff spot. If we will see when they end up playing the Penguins.
It'll probably be. It seems like it'll be the Penguins and Islanders in the first round. The way things are looking right now. I don't know what'll happen in that series. I don't.
That's just coaching. Like who
that's coaching.
Out-coaches.
Yeah. And I would say, no shade. I don't think Patrick Roy is that good of a coach. So, and this is Dan Muse's first year, so I'm not going to say definitely what's going to happen, but like. Patrick Roy doesn't have a great track record as a coach of a team. Anyway, the Islanders were 1 for 5 on the power play, 3 for 6 on the penalty kill this week. Stinky, 50%.
See?
Yeah, you're right. They got shades of last year, the last 2 years. 35, 21, and 5, 75 points, 3rd place in the division. The Rangers.
What I'm upset about is there's no way Sorokin's getting the Hart this year because they gave it to a goalie this year.
Yeah, I know, but he really should.
There's no way he gets the Hart.
He has something absurd like 30-plus goals above expected, which is insane. It's way more than anybody else. Like it's like twice as many as anyone else.
Like I don't care what. Like yes, Vasilevsky's having a good year,
Mhm.
and I don't know after this week, but before the Olympic break, he led in, I think, save percentage and goals against average, but only like for like the Triple Crown
Mhm.
stats. Sorokin had more shutouts because uh, the Lightning love just giving up one
Giving
goal,
that
and
one
that's
goal up,
mostly
yeah.
yeah, late.
I think
But
Sorokin has got to win
it's
the Vezina.
Sorokin.
He's got to
Sorokin
at
is
least win the
playing better.
Vezina.
He's
He,
playing better
all these Russian
behind a worse
goalies, man.
defense.
There's so many good Russian goalies. It's crazy.
Yeah.
If only they didn't have doping scandals and human atrocities keeping them from the Olympics. Anyway, the
Well,
Rangers are up
who
next.
doesn't have human atrocities?
That's a good point. The United States could definitely not, by those same standards, not be allowed at the Olympics either.
Hey, we don't
Um,
have doping.
that's true. We don't have that. We don't have doping
Yeah,
on
we
our
don't have
side,
the doping.
and we have that. We have that. Uh, female figure skater that's going viral because of her skunk hair and winning gold. Or I'm sorry, her zigzagoon hair. Her hair looks exactly like the
Zigzagoon.
Pokemon
Yes,
Zigzagoon
absolutely.
if you go and
There
look
it
at
is.
it. But every other Instagram reel I see has something to do with her. You know,
Yeah,
and maybe that's just my feed, but like
because she's an 18-year-old that retired
she's
and then
not.
came
She's
back.
22, but she did
Right, but she
retire at
retired
16 or 18 or
at
something, and then came
18.
back. Yeah,
Yeah.
and then won gold. Anyway, the
Yep.
Rangers are up next. They went 1-0-1 this week. Pretty good week for the Rangers. They lost to Philly 3-2 in overtime. Lafreniere and Carrick had the goals in that game, while Shesterkin was 21 of 24. And then they came back and beat Pittsburgh 3-2 in a shootout. Radish and
Yep.
Zibanejad scored the goals there. You know, everybody beats Pittsburgh in a shootout. Those don't happen in the playoffs. Shesterkin 31 of 33, and Trocheck scored the only shootout goal. No top player, though, kind of spread out. 1 for 5 on the
Yep.
power play, 6 for 8 on the penalty kill, 23, 29, and 7. 53 points, 8th place. They have publicly said that they're done. They have given up for the year. So
Yes.
at least they were being honest. Philly, another team that may or may not just give up on the season after this week, went 2-1. They lost to Washington 3-1. Cates had the only goal in that game. Vladar 26 of 28 beat the Rangers in overtime 3-2. Mishkov had 2 goals, including the overtime game winner. Urson 22 of 24, and then they beat Boston 3-1. Got outshot by Boston. Oh my gosh, excuse me, 27-17. Konechny and Drysdale had a goal and assist apiece, and Dvorak had 2 assists. Vladar is their top player. He went 52 of 55, 9.45 save percentage, 1.53 goals against. He's their MVP of the year, I feel like, right? Because
Yeah.
there was a point where Zagros was playing really well, but Zagros has definitely fallen off a cliff. I haven't heard anything
little
about
bit, yeah.
him recently. But Vladar came in here, and he's like, "No, I can be a starting goaltender. Let me show
Let
you.
me show you.
I'm on a pretty mediocre team, and I'm putting up really good starting numbers." 1 for 9 on the power play with a shorthanded goal against was Philadelphia. 7 for 7 on the penalty kill, and Philly is 27, 21, and 11. 65 points, 6th place in the division. Not super far out of a playoff spot, but they gotta do some work, and they need some help to get there.
Look, it is. We'll talk about with. We'll get to it with the Atlantic, but it looks like to make a wild card spot in the East, you need 100 points.
Yeah, probably.
So-
That seems like how it's tracking anyway.
That's what you got to track to do, and with 65 points
That's
in
not
59 games played, it doesn't look good.
So they
And-
would need 35 points in 23 games to hit that point. That's a really good record in those 23 games to get that. You would need, if we're saying 100 points is the cutoff line, they would need to get 35 of 46 points to do
Yeah.
that, which is
Good
nuts,
luck.
and I don't think it's going to happen. I mean, you know what? I'm not going to never say never, but this Philadelphia team doesn't look like it could do
But
that.
they're not the only team that has to do that.
That's true. Yeah, Columbus is kind of in a very similar boat.
Columbus is in the exact same
Yeah,
boat because
exact same
they
boat.
have a game in hand on Philadelphia with a
Would you
point
say
more.
Washington is kind of in the same boat too? Because those two teams, I think, have
They are
4 games
in
in hand on
the
Washington.
exact same. Yeah,
Yeah,
no, they are in that boat. In order to like get that Washington, which you haven't talked about yet,
not
will
yet. Yeah,
needs to be like 14-3-3. That's
yeah,
what they need to do to finish off the season.
that's a tough ask. Yeah, and
Yeah,
but then on top of that, not only do they have to do that, they have to hope that Buffalo, Detroit, Boston, Ottawa take
falter.
falter as well. One of those teams has to falter. Could happen, but
Ottawa. I will say Ottawa is in the same boat as these other teams.
okay.
Like they're one of the ones that need to also go on that crazy
Yeah, yeah,
run.
yeah. So,
So
oh man, it's gonna get tight down the end there. All right,
yeah.
Pittsburgh's up next, and they went 2-0-1. Should have been 3-0 this week. They beat the Devils 4-1. Evgeny Malkin had 2 assists in this game. Artur Shilov's 29 of 30. Lost to the Rangers in a shootout 3-2. They were leading this game 2-0. Before that happened, Mantha and Shea had the goals in this game for Pittsburgh. Skinner 23 of 25, but they bounced
But
back.
what they do afterwards?
They bounced
What they
back and
do
they
afterwards?
beat the shit out of Vegas 5-0. Like this game, it's so funny because before the game started, it was on TNT. The TNT broadcast team was like, I don't know, Pittsburgh's gonna have a tough game today, and Paul Bissonnette, who's on there, was like, I think Vegas is gonna like walk past them this game, and then Pittsburgh
Right.
fucking annihilated Vegas in this game.
Also, I didn't say this on the injuries because it hasn't gotten
Oh,
brought up
Mark
yet.
Stone.
Mark Stone left injured,
Yeah, he did. I think
and
in
he
the
did
first
not
period.
return over a looked like a very little cross
Yeah,
check.
it wasn't.
Like almost nothing.
It was. Yeah, I don't think he even got knocked to the ice. He just kind of got shoved. It was by
He did
Letang, I
not.
think. He just kind of got shoved, and then
He
he
got
just
he
did not
crossed
play the rest of the game.
a little cross check in the yard. Even like someone asked Latang about that, like
Hmm.
during the game, like sideline, and he's just like, I barely touched him.
Yeah.
Like
I mean, everything looks worse in slow mo, but like I saw the replay, I was like, he didn't hit him that hard.
that's it.
Yeah,
Right.
he like
It might not have been how hard. It might have just been where.
yeah. I gotta say, I was watching this game. I think it was Colton Sissons who's on Vegas. Is he on Vegas?
Yeah. Yes.
Man, he was getting the shit beat out of him in this game in like a bunch of
Oh,
weird ways.
buddy.
Like there was one where he got it wasn't a board, but it was like close to being a board where he got shoved into the boards. He was fine, but then like a little while later, he collided with Malkin where both players just were like not looking at each other
Not
and they
looking
just
at each
like
other.
bang right into each other. And he stayed down on the. He definitely got the wind knocked out of him there. Came back.
Yeah.
He played the whole game, I think. And then something else happened too, and I was just like, man, this guy's just
Buddy.
going through the ringer today. Anyway, Pittsburgh beat Vegas 5-0 in this game. Rust, Kindle, and Brazo all had a goal and an assist. Carlson 2 assists. Shilov's 22 saves for the shutout, and Pittsburgh's 2 for 4 on the power play in this game. Shilov's top player, 51 of 52, 980 save percentage, 0.5 goals against, and a shutout.
Yeah.
Pittsburgh 4 for 10 on the power play this week. That power play was not
Wow.
looking good going into the Olympics. They were still like
No.
top 5 in the league, but they were hitting a rough patch going into the
Yeah, yeah.
Olympics. But they came out guns ablazing out of the break. 8 for 9 on the penalty kill too, with a shorthanded goal. 4, 31, 15, and 13 are the Penguins. 75 points, second place in the division, and I think the only team that has both a power play and penalty kill in the top 5 in the league,
Wow.
which
Good
is
for them.
crazy, right? Their
Yeah.
power play, I think, is second, and their penalty kill is third or fourth. Or no, I think I'm sorry, reverse that. Their power play is third,
Wow.
and their penalty kill is second. So not even the top 5, the top 3, which is just
That's crazy.
crazy. All right, and finishing things off in the Metropolitan Division, the Washington Capitals 2-1 this week. Beat Philadelphia 3-1. Protas goal and an assist. Thompson 23 of 24. Beat Vegas 3-2. Dubois 2 goals and an assist. Protas and Sandin each had 2 assists, and Thompson 24 of 26. And then they lost to Montreal 6-2. Ovi scored both goals in this game. Beauvillier had 2 assists, and Lindgren was 19 of 23. Thompson, 47 of 50 is their top player, 940 save percentage, 1.5 goals against, 0 for 5 on the power play with a shorthanded goal against,
Yep.
4 for 5 on the penalty kill with a shorthanded goal for. A lot of shorthanded goals this week. 31, 24, and 7.
Here's the thing. That's funny. I did not have.
Oh, okay. A lot of
shorthanded
shorthanded goals for my teams, apparently. 31, 24, and 7 is Washington, 69 points, 4th place in the division. But pretty much every team has a bunch of games in hand on them, unfortunately,
Yeah.
for them. All right. Who you starting with?
I am starting with the Atlantic. All right. We're going to do Boston. Boston only played 2 games this week. They were 1-1. You talked about both of their games. The 4-2 win against Columbus. Korpisalo in net there with a 947 save percentage. Victor Arvidsson did have 2 goals in this game. And then the 1-3 loss against Philadelphia. I think you mentioned it, but they were out. They outshot Philadelphia. I know you mentioned the 40-23 discrepancy with Columbus, but against Philadelphia, they outshot Philadelphia 27-17.
Yes.
But they were 1 for 6 on the power play this week, and then 3 for 3 on the penalty kill. They do not have a top player because they didn't have anybody get more than 2 points. They are 33, 21, and 5. They have 71 points. That is 5th in the division, and that is wild card 2.
Christ.
And that's wild card.
That's wild card 2. So, I mean, technically Washington's only 2 points behind them, but I don't know how many games in hand Boston
games
has on
played, more than that.
Pulling up the standings real quick to have as a reference. Come on, NHL.com.
3 games in hand.
3 games in hand.
It's 3 games in hand.
Yeah, Washington's in trouble, unfortunately. A lot of trouble.
Buffalo is up next. Buffalo,
our boys,
on a heater before the Olympics, and they continued it. They went 3-0 this week.
Hell yeah, Buffalo.
All of these games are on the road too. They beat the Devils 2-1. Thompson a goal and an assist. Then they beat Florida 3-2 in Florida. Lion in net here. They outshot Florida 39-29. There was a quote unquote controversial goaltender interference. Florida challenged it. They failed. And Tarasov, who was the goalie, complained about the challenge failing.
Yeah.
Because he did get touched. But
that's the thing with goaltender interference. It's like sometimes. Okay, go ahead.
His glove was 2 feet out of the crease.
Oh, well, that's different. Okay, you're not even in that part of your body's not in the crease. Yeah.
He's reaching to grab the puck, and it's not even in the crease.
Yeah.
That's.
Well, that's different. That's definitely not goaltender interference.
Exactly. It's just like, what are you talking about, dude?
But what I was gonna say is like goaltender interference is so weird because it's very subjective. It seems like where sometimes like opposing player's skate will basically touch the goalie's skate, and then they'll call that goaltender interference. But other times they'll basically be standing right next to the goalie, stopping them from moving one way or the other, and that isn't called. And it's just so confusing what is and is not considered goaltender interference.
I think some of the times it's whether or not like that
it's supposed to like impede
player
the goaltender's ability to save or something, but
well, it's true. That's true, but you also have to look at whether or not like sometimes the opposing player that's in the goalie's crease is trying to get out of the crease, but they're being held in there by the defense.
By the defender, yeah, there's that too.
So,
but then there's like you watch videos like that where that's clearly the case, and they still call goaltender interference.
They still call it yes.
And it's just like
either way.
What? Okay, whatever. That's
this
just
example
a
was not the
yeah.
case.
No,
it's just funny because Paul Maurice was complaining about it, and it's just like, all right, anyway.
What do you guys mean? All calls are supposed to go Florida's way.
And then after this, they beat the tar out of out of Tampa 6-2, where they scored. At one point, it was 4 goals on the first 7 shots.
Damn. Shit.
On Vasilevsky.
Holy shit. That's a bad game for
Yeah.
Vasilevsky. Those don't happen very often.
So Luukkonen was in net that game. He had a 947 save percentage. Norris is back. He scored 2 goals in this game. Buffalo was 2 for 11 on the power play this week. They were 8 for 9 on the penalty kill. Peyton Krebs is your top player.
All right.
With 2 goals and 2 assists, tied with Logan Thompson this week. And here's a crazy stat that is not sustainable, but it's hilarious. So Zach Metza, defenseman, third pair defenseman.
Okay.
In the lineup, Buffalo is 21-5-3.
Oh. He's the linchpin. He's the linchpin of this whole thing.
The goals for with him on, he plays 9 minutes and 30 seconds on average a game, 5-on-5.
It's important, apparently.
Buffalo is up goals 5-on-5, 18-2 in those 9 minutes, 9.5 minutes.
That's so weird.
He's a 27-year-old defenseman, and this is his first year in the NHL.
Yeah, fuck that. Apparently, he's making a difference. Something on there. Maybe it's just vibes. Maybe he's just got good vibes.
Maybe just vibes.
He's just got good vibes.
Remember, they had to figure out, like, they were kind of scrambling for third pair defensemen when Connor Timmins got hurt in the preseason.
Yeah, right.
And they found it with
Look at this guy. Playing under 10 minutes as a defenseman is crazy in of itself. That's like...
No, for third pair?
I think so. I think that's... I mean, usually they're at least like 12 or 15 minutes normally. That means your top 2 pairs are playing... If him and his defensive partner are playing 9.5 minutes, that means the other 2 pairs are playing 51.5 minutes or 50.5 minutes combined.
I mean,
which is 25 plus per pairs, but I guess it's not.
Now,
I guess that's not crazy, but
that's Dahlin, Samuelson, Power, and Bryson.
Yeah, but like
Bryson, Byram.
Yeah,
they're probably actually doing
that. But still, that's a lot. You expect 25 minutes from your top pair. That's expected, right?
Yeah.
If you have a good top pair. Your second pair also playing 25 minutes is a lot to ask, I feel like. But good for them, it's working, apparently. I'm not going to tell Buffalo they're wrong with the heater that they've been on.
Yeah. But I just thought that was hilarious.
Go that guy.
But also, like, Peyton Krebs getting...
I hope his agent is writing down those numbers, too.
They better. But Peyton Krebs is showing that he is either a first-line winger or a fourth-line center, and there is no in between.
What a wild swing. Real good at wing, real bad at center.
Yeah. It's not necessarily bad. He does all the dirty work, the dirty work in center, but he is a top-line wing.
Hey. We'll take it, right?
Buffalo is 35-19-6. They have 76 points. They're second in the division. They are third in the conference.
Hell yeah, let's go Buffalo. All of us out of nowhere winning 25 of 30 games, so they're just crushing it.
Remember when before the season started and there was that one projection
that had them winning
division.
that had them second at 98 points.
98 points, and that was the one I chose to believe.
I was right. We said it was crazy. That person knew what they were talking about, apparently.
I didn't say they were crazy. I was on them.
Oh man, yeah, let's
I
go
forgot.
Buffalo.
I forgot which, like,
I do
whatever
remember
standing
we were like,
projection that
that's a
was.
crazy thing to project.
I didn't.
I said, okay, I
I've
said
been
it was a crazy thing to project.
look, look. Here's the thing. Here's the thing. When we started this, and what, 4 years ago, 5 years ago,
5 years ago, yeah.
basically when Kevin Adams extended Tage Thompson, Dylan Cousins, Mateus Samuelson all at the same time, I said that Buffalo was going to appear in the Stanley Cup in 4 years. This is year 4.
Dude, if they go to the Stanley Cup, I mean, the city of Buffalo is going to burn to the ground. Can you
I
imagine they win
need
a
them.
Stanley Cup before Josh Allen wins a Super Bowl?
I need that.
I mean, hey, I'm pulling for him. If not the Penguins, I would love Buffalo to win the Stanley Cup.
Oh my goodness. But yeah, no, I was gonna bring that up. That like prediction I made up
Uh huh.
later in the year, or like right before the playoffs. But I said this 4 years ago.
Hey, we'll
It
see.
just took 4 years
Or
for it to happen.
or did you just
Or
jinx them?
a
Or did
playoff.
you just jinx them?
I don't.
How
The way they.
superstitious are you?
Not that. I mean, here's the thing. Who knows what happens with like the playoffs, because the playoffs are the playoffs. Anything can happen there.
That's
But
true.
like,
That's true.
I've been waiting for this team to do this for 4 years.
Me too,
Um,
man. Well, because every year we're like,
uh,
okay, this feels like it could be the year.
on paper,
On
yes,
paper,
this is
this
gonna be the
seems
year.
like it'll be the year, and then
And
they
it
just
finally clicked.
crash and burn. But this year, they got it. This year, they
It's
got it.
finally clicking. You got 22 games to not mess this up.
Come on, I believe in you, Buffalo. Come on, please.
No, no, I say that because they actually seem like they're a legitimate.
They do. They seem like a legit
They
threat.
legitimately see good.
They seem like a legit threat. They could be an interesting team to watch in the trade deadline too. Who knows what they
As buyers.
as
which
buyers?
is
Yeah, as buyers, which is
wild
crazy.
to say.
It's a crazy thing to say. Yeah,
All right.
I'm loving it. Let's go.
Moving on. Detroit played 2 games this week. They went 1-1. They beat Ottawa 2-1 in overtime. Gibson in net with a 9.63 save percentage. Dylan Larkin had 2 goals in this game. And then they lose to Carolina 2-5. Like you said, they were 1 for 3 on the power play this week, 4 for 6 on the penalty kill. Dylan Larkin is their top player with 2 goals and 1 assist. They are 34, 20, and 6. They have 74 points. They are 4th in the division. That is your wild card 1.
Yeah.
Next up is Florida. Florida went 1-2 this week. They beat Toronto 5-1. Bobrovsky in net. Mason Marchment. Brad Marchand. 2 goals in this game. Then they lose to Buffalo 2-3. Tarasov in net, like I said. Tarasov does have a 9.47 save percentage in this game. And then they lose to the Islanders, like you said. Sam Bennett did have 2 goals in this game. Bobrovsky, 808 save percentage. They were 3 for 10 on the power play this week, 5 for 7 on the penalty kill with a shorthanded goal 4. Sam Bennett is their top player, 3 goals and 2 assists, kind of making up for his mistakes at the Olympics.
Well, that depends on who you ask about it.
That's true.
Canadian hockey fans probably would say no, it didn't.
No. That is fair.
Did we mention that Roberto Luongo tweet from
No,
about Marner?
I don't know what tweet.
That I don't know if it's fake. I don't know if anything is real or fake anymore.
He's meant to have the
Yeah,
maple
he
leaf
looks
on his
real
chest.
good with a maple
Yes.
leaf on his chest.
We did.
Did we mention that?
say
It was
that.
really funny
Yeah, we
thing
did
for him to
mention that.
tweet out.
Yep.
Oh, I like Lugano.
Yeah, Lugano's great. But
Call back to 4 years ago.
when it comes to the Canadian team, they should have had a white maple leaf, because the black maple leaf is why they lost.
Cursed.
Cursed.
A dead maple leaf, not a live, happy one.
They only they only win in their red and whites. Red and blacks haven't done anything.
Yeah, I get it, but those red and blacks look good as fuck, though.
They
I
look
kind of,
so good.
if
All
those
right.
jerseys weren't $300, I would buy one.
Um,
Anyway, let's keep going.
Montreal 1-0-1 this week. The overtime loss to the Islanders, like you mentioned. Noah Dobson maybe should have been at the Olympics. Had 2 goals.
Nah, what? That's crazy. What are you talking about?
In this game, and they beat Washington 6-2. Suzuki did have a goal and 2 assists. Cole Caulfield hit 2 goals in this game. Their power play was 2 for 6 this week. Their penalty kill was 5 for 6 with a shorthanded goal 4. Cole Caulfield's their top player with 3 goals in 2 games in the week. I didn't say Florida's record. Florida is 30-27-3, 63 points. 63 points is 7th in the division.
Mm-hmm.
7th
in the never mind. Keep going. Sorry.
Yeah, division. And then Montreal is 33-17-9, 75 points, 3rd in the division.
Yep.
Ottawa went 1-0-1. They lose to Detroit in overtime. Allmark and net for both of these games. 2-1 loss in overtime, and then they beat Toronto 5-2. Allmark and net again. The 913 save percentage. Dylan Cousins, 2 goals and 1 assist, hits the 20-goal mark. He hasn't done that in a couple. This is the second time in his career he's done that. And they outshot Toronto 40-23.
Damn.
Yeah. They kicked the tar at Toronto.
I saw somebody.
Never
mind. Go ahead.
2 for 5 on the power play, 3 for 4 on the penalty kill. Ottawa is 29-22-8, 66 points, 6th in the division. The thing is with Toronto, Ottawa, their advanced stats, they are also one of the better teams and should be in this mix more than they are.
Yeah.
But goalies have let them down.
Yeah, they're just right there, like you said, with Columbus and Philadelphia and Washington. And that several points behind Boston, and they're going to have to play very, very well to catch up.
I think goalies have cost them 10 points this season so far, at least.
Ooh.
At least.
Well, Allmark was gone for what, 2 months, something like that,
and he
wasn't very good before that either. Yeah.
Yeah, there was times where Ottawa could not buy a goal. And that's why they are where they are.
Yeah.
Next up is Tampa Bay. They went 1-2 this week. They beat Toronto 4-2. Braden Point, 2 goals and assist. Lose to Carolina 4-5. You mentioned that already, and then they lose to Buffalo 2-6. Vasilevsky was 9 for 14 by the time. Vasilevsky was 9 for 14 by the time he left this game. And then Johansson, and then Johansson came in and was 20 for 21. Tampa Bay was 1 for 9 on the power play this week, 6 for 9 on the penalty kill this week.
Nice.
Braden Point is their top player with 3 goals and 2 assists. They are 38-16-4. They are 80 points. That is 1 in the division.
Number one.
And finally, we're going to finish up with Toronto. Toronto went 0-3 this week. And did not look good doing it.
Nah, they look pretty bad.
It looks like they're trying to get Berube fired.
They should. Berube should be fired at this point.
It hasn't worked yet.
I mean, maybe they're just waiting. Maybe they're just like, fuck it, we'll just wait till the off season. But
also, Tree Living is their GM, so like
it's almost like maybe Kyle Dubas wasn't the problem.
No,
it seems like maybe he wasn't the problem. Before you continue on with Toronto, what I was going to say when you were talking about Ottawa was that I saw somebody tweet about like the trade deadline week, and they referred to Toronto as the face planting Maple Leafs.
Oof.
at this point in the season. I was like, that's a
Oof.
brutal way to describe them.
Yeah, I mean,
Accurate,
it is, and
accurate,
it's
but
correct
brutal.
because we, like, obviously we knew Marner was important to this team.
I don't think anybody knew he
We
was
did
this
not
important to
think
this
that he
team.
was this important.
This team is
Jeez,
trash without Marner, apparently.
absolutely.
Good lord.
And here's the thing: Matthews is doing fine defensively.
Yeah,
Also, the
Matthews
same
has
with
been fine. Nylander has been
it's.
fine, but it's just everything else. Their defense is terrible. Their goaltending has
Mhm.
not been good.
I think the defense has been bad in front of their goalies.
Yeah,
I
it's
think
probably
that
more the
more.
defense than the
I think
goalies,
that
but
more. I think the problem
I
is
swear to God, if they trade a buttload of stuff for Robert Thomas, I'm gonna laugh at them so much.
the to me the problem with their goalies is both goalies Stolarz and Wall have kind of health issues.
Right.
Now part of that is, Sam Bennett keeps injuring them in the
Yeah.
playoffs.
Yeah, he does do that. Well, they're not making the
He
playoffs
does.
this year.
They
Absolutely
don't have to
not.
worry about that
Unless
this
they
year.
win all of their remaining games, which does not seem feasible to me.
No, because Toronto 2-4. We talked about all of these games so far. 2-4 loss against Tampa Bay. Nice did have a goal and assist in this game. A 1-5 loss to Florida, and then a 2-5 loss against Ottawa. So like minimum 4 goals a game against.
Oof. That's you can't win games like that, like at all.
No, especially when you're only scoring 2.
Yeah.
Um, Tampa Bay was, or not Tampa Bay, Toronto was 2 for 7 on the power play, 8 for 10 on the penalty kill. They are 27, 24, and 9. 63 points. Just like Florida, but 8th.
Man.
They don't have a top player.
As they should
And that's
not.
the Atlantic.
That is the Atlantic. Oh, Toronto. What a crash and burn this year for them. All right, let's head out west to the Central Division. Starting with the Chicago Blackhawks, 1-2 this week, losing to Nashville 4-2. Bertuzzi Bedard had the goals there. Spencer Knight, 22 of 25. Lost to Colorado 3-1. Got outshot 35-15 in this game. Bedard, the only goal. Spencer Knight, 32 of 34, did his best. And then they shut out Utah in a really lopsided game. I watched this game partially yesterday as well. I just had hockey on all day yesterday. It was wonderful.
Nice.
This game sucked.
There was an early game today.
There was an early game today. I was super confused about why. At first I thought, is this a makeup game for a game that got canceled during one of the big snowstorms? No. Apparently, from what I read, is that the NHL is playing around with maybe having matinee games on weekdays for the European audience to watch.
Okay.
Which is a nice thing
here's the
for them
thing.
to do, but they're not going to sell those tickets.
Yeah, because the NHL is a ticket-driven league.
So that's like a nice idea for European fans, which I'm sure there's tons of European NHL fans because of all the European players. But like,
it's not
how are you gonna sell those tickets? Like,
You're-
that's gonna be like 50% capacity at best. I feel like people are gonna have to like
Yeah.
take off from work for that. You
Right,
know,
and
and
they're-
like,
and you
and
can't
I don't
do
know
that.
if people that are listening internationally know this. The United States, we're not
they
doing
do.
great
They do.
financially over here right now. So people ain't taking off work to go to hockey games. Those tickets are expensive as is. So apparently, I read that they gave a lot of tickets to like servicemen at a local like base or something, which is nice. But like that means they're not selling
Yeah.
those tickets. So I don't know how feasible that really is.
I don't think it's feasible at all.
I think having games in Europe, as they have the last several years, where they have like a couple of games in Europe, much more feasible thing to do than this.
Yeah.
But I had to look through like the game threads on the hockey subreddit to be like, why is this game being played at like 1 o'clock in the afternoon on a Monday? Because I forget
Yeah.
constantly about like holidays in the United States, like President's Day and like those kinds of days. I was like, is it a holiday? And I
I thought
forgot.
there was one.
No,
Yeah,
it's
I
not.
thought
No,
there
it's
was
just
one.
a Monday. It's just a normal Monday over here. Anyway, so yeah, so I watched a bunch of hockey yesterday, as I was saying. The Chicago Utah game sucked. Utah just had nothing going for them, and Chicago won
Gotcha.
4-0. Teravainen 2 goals in this game. Excuse me. Soderblom made 22 saves for the shutout. Teravainen is their top player, 2 goals, 2 assists in those 3 games. 3 for 13 on the power play, 6 for 7 on the penalty kill, with a shorthanded goal for 23, 28, and 9, 55 points, 7th in the division. Pretty much done, right? They
Yeah.
traded off Connor Murphy. I don't know. I don't actually know how much selling Chicago's going to be doing. I don't think they really have that many guys to sell off, like pending free agents or whatever.
No,
But there might be
I don't
another
think
trade or
they
two
do.
coming from Chicago, but nothing major, I don't think. Moving on to Dallas, picking up where they left off before the Olympic break, going 2-0. Beat Seattle 4-1. Wyatt Johnson had 2 goals in this game, while Duchesne and Harley both had 2 points apiece, and DeSmith was 18 of 19. And then they beat Nashville in overtime 3-2. Robertson and Johnston had a goal and an assist. Robertson's goal was the overtime game winner, and Ottinger was 25
Uh-huh.
of 27. Johnston's their top player, 3 goals and an assist in those 2 games. 2 for 6 on the power play, 6 for 7 on the penalty kill. They are 36, 14, and 9, 81 points, second in the division currently. Colorado is up next, and anybody that's like, but that's not alphabetical order. For some reason, I skipped over Colorado while I was doing my notes. Colorado went 2-1 this week. They beat Utah 4-2. Kelly, that's Parker Kelly, and Martin Nachos had a goal and an assist apiece. Scott Wedgwood was 28 of 30. They lost to Minnesota 5-2. Outshot Minnesota
Wow.
47-36 in this game. A lot of shots. Nachos had 2 goals,
Yeah.
McKinnon 2 assists, Blackwood 31 of 34, but then took out their frustrations on Chicago, beating them 3-1. Makar 2 goals in this game. Nachos and McKinnon 2 assists. Mackenzie Blackwood 14 of 15. And Martin Nachos is their top player, 3 goals, 3 assists. 1 for 10 on the power play with a shorthanded goal against. 12 for 16 on the penalty kill. That's not great. And they
Oof.
are 39 at 10 and 9. 87 points, first place in the division.
Yeah.
Colorado, I will say, has come back to earth a little bit from their insane start
Right.
to the season. Still amazing record at 39, 10 and 9. But
Yes.
they have looked more human the last several weeks before the Olympics and then this following week. And going back to the Elliot Friedman interview after the Penguin game yesterday, I know I keep bringing it up, but one thing they talked about was everything Colorado is doing trade wise or acquisition wise is centered around what Cale Makar's extension is going to be. And that
Yes.
extension is going to
That's what.
be enormous. Elliot Friedman or the guys on the panel were like, I don't know, like $18 million a year or something like that.
I wouldn't be surprised.
I
for
wouldn't be
Makar
surprised either
because
because he's clearly 1A, 1B best defenseman in the league with Quinn Hughes, right? Those
Yeah.
are the two best defensemen.
those are the two guys.
And I mean, Kaprizov just got $17 million or 17 and change $million a year, right, on his extension.
So
I would say
Makar
Makar
could
is
easily get
somewhat
18.
more important than Kaprizov is. So, yeah, 18 million. I think that's a reasonable expectation for what that contract's going to be.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Now, say he signs for just 15, but like,
Well, he could do that too. Because
Yeah.
look at what McDavid did, right, this past offseason. Bet
The
he's pissed he
12
did
for
that.
well, again, it was
2
only
years,
2
12
years.
and a half,
It was
yeah.
only
But so like Makar could do that. Like, oh, I want to only play for Colorado. I'll take a discount to stay here. $15 million. That's still a lot. That's still by far the highest paid defenseman of all time, right?
Yep.
For now, because the cap's going to just keep going up theoretically as long as the world doesn't end. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see. I think they can sign him to an extension this summer. I'm not 100% sure about that. He's definitely signed through next year, definitely.
yeah.
but I think because you could sign an extension with 1 year left on your contract, so that might be this summer. So we
Yeah.
might be seeing what that number is this summer. Minnesota is up next, and they went 1-2 this week. Bad week for Minnesota. They did beat Colorado 5-2. Boldy 2 goals and 2 assists in this game. Joel Eriksson Ek 2 goals and Kaprizov 2 assists. And Gustafsson 44 of 45, and then he threw up with a minute left in the game and had to come out.
Yeah, he did.
And then Wallstead came in and went 1 for 2, which is not great for Wallstead. But
No.
it was with a minute left in the game, which is crazy because there's a highlight that you could go and watch where Minnesota has the puck in their own end for like a minute or two, and if you just look at Gustafsson, he is not moving. He is like a statue in the net.
Yeah.
So whatever like flu or stomach bug or whatever he had hit him like a train at the end of that third period, and it was just like, uh-oh. And then like he came off the ice, and you could see a video of the ref and one of the Minnesota players like going to the crease and like
Yeah.
looking at it and be like, well, somebody's got to come and clean this up apparently. But he did come back later on in the week, so he's fine.
Yep.
Minnesota lost to Utah 5-2. Boldy a goal and an assist in this game. Wallstead 32 of 37, and then they lost to St. Louis. Shameful. 3-1. Kaprizov, the only goal in this game. Gustafsson played this game 21 of 23. Matthew Boldy's their top player. 3 goals and 4 assists on the week. My man's riding off that high of the gold medal.
Yeah.
4 for
Absolutely.
8 on the power play with a shorthanded goal against. 3 for 4 on the penalty kill with a shorthanded goal 4. And they are 35, 16, and 10. 80 points. Third in the division. 1 point behind Dallas. Whew. Man, we're going to lose a real good team between Minnesota and Dallas in the first round of the playoffs.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Unfortunately. Which
And like,
gives fuel to the fire that they should bring back the 1v8 playoff seeding.
yeah, I would say that it does give fuel to the fire, but
I like the interdivisional hatred that the playoff system currently made
this is
does, right?
developing. Yeah.
That because like there's a
don't
lot of
think-
hate in the divisions between the teams, and that's great hockey when the teams hate each
There's
other.
also the a lot of the times where the division, like the 1v8, doesn't change much.
That's also true. Yeah, that's also true. In
This
this
year in the-
situation, it
in the
absolutely
West,
would.
It changes a lot.
Yeah, but I don't know. But like even thinking back to 2016, 2017, right? That those series, and even 2018, those series between Pittsburgh and Washington that happened in the second
Didn't
round
matter.
was the Stanley Cup final because
That was
the
it.
winners of those series went on to win easily, essentially. Like
Mhm.
they walked through the rest of the playoffs because those were the two best teams. They just happened to both be in the same division.
Yeah, and it was the second round instead.
And it
of
was
the seed.
that one was the second round, yeah. But
It
it'll
doesn't
be a
matter,
great
you still have to
series.
go
It'll
through the-
be a great
Yeah,
series.
like you still have to go through the best teams. Like
You still gotta be the team, right? You still have
Yeah,
to be
it doesn't-
the team.
it doesn't
As-
matter when you face the team,
As
other team.
as Ric Flair would say, to be the man, you gotta beat the man, right? So that's
Woo.
woo horrible human being, Ric Flair. Great saying though.
Yeah.
All right, Nashville is up next. They went 1-0-1 this week. They're still kind of clinging on to a possible playoff wild card spot.
Ric Flair was a stolen baby, right?
Oh yeah, he was. That's a crazy
Yeah.
way
Okay.
to start his
We don't
story.
need to go
Yeah.
more than that. Like, yeah, we'll just.
Yeah, if you
He
guys
was
want to
one of
look
those
into
babies
that,
who
it
was
was
stolen.
crazy. He was stolen as a child
Yeah.
out of the hospital.
Yep.
Still became a huge shitbag, but I digress.
But is also one of the more reasonable Republican governors.
He wasn't. You're thinking of Jesse Ventura. Ric Flair was never a governor.
Oh yeah, you're right. You're right.
Jesse
you're right,
Ventura,
yeah.
you're correct, was actually one of the more reasonable Republican governors. Yeah, I digress. Hey, his daughter,
Right.
much better person. Nashville beat Chicago 4-2. They had 4 different players score goals in this game. Noonan was 21 of 23. Then they lost to Dallas in
Hmm.
overtime. Evangelista had 2 assists. Saros 22 of 25. No top player though, kind of spread out scoring.
Yeah, yeah,
2 for 4 on the power play, 6 for 8 on the penalty kill. They are 27, 24. Oh my gosh, excuse me. 27, 24, and 8, 62 points. 5th place in the division. Kind of hanging around those wild card spots, but they got to do some work to get in there.
yeah.
They're at 62 points. Number 2, well, they're only 3 points out, but the teams ahead of them have games in hand. So Nashville's got some work to do if they want to make the
Yep.
playoffs. They're a very intriguing team going into the trade deadline because, like,
Yeah, who
do
knows
you
what they're
just
gonna do?
trade and just like say fuck it and just trade some of these guys? Because apparently there's some interest in Stamkos. There's definite interest in Ryan O'Reilly.
Yeah.
So like maybe it's better to trade those guys, but apparently they made like a gentleman's agreement with Ryan O'Reilly that they wouldn't trade him if they're in
A
a playoff.
handshake.
Yeah, so like I doubt they want to go back
I
on
don't
that.
know.
Yeah, but whatever. They're hanging around. They're only a few points back. St. Louis.
I don't know who their GM is right now, so like, who really knows?
Oh, well, it's Barry Trotz until they find a successor, right? He's staying on
Oh,
until
you're
they
right, you're
find
right,
a
you're right.
successor.
You're right.
St. Louis, 2-1. Good week for St. Louis. They beat Seattle 5-1. Dylan Holloway had a hat trick and an assist in this game, and
Yeah, he did. They've
Pius-
been missing him.
they have been missing him, so thank God he's back. Pius Suter, goal and 2 assists. Bergen and Falk each had 2 assists. Hoffer, 23 of 24. They lost to New Jersey 3-1. Buchnevich scored the only goal in that game for St. Louis, and Binnington was 30 of 32. And then they beat Minnesota in kind of an upset win, right? 3-1.
Yeah.
Thomas and Buchnevich each had a goal and an assist, and Hoffer was 22 of 23. Buchnevich is their top player, 2 goals and 2 assists. 0 for 4 on the power play, 5 for 7 on the penalty kill. St. Louis 22, 29, and 9, 53 points, last place in the division currently.
Yeah.
And maybe dealing from the strongest hand trade wise. They got some
Yeah.
guys a lot of teams want. The team's not doing very well. They could get some king's ransom for some of their players. Thomas, Kyrou, Falk, they could get a lot of stuff for them, probably. Now, will those actually happen? Don't know. Utah is up next. They went 1-2 this week. However, silver lining, coming out of the Olympic break, Logan Cooley is back for Utah.
Oh, good.
So that
Yeah.
is big time boost for them, even though they did not have a good week. Lost to Colorado 4-2. Genther 2 goals in this game. Famelka 22 of 26. Beat Minnesota 5-2. Clayton Keller, goal and 2 assists. 4 other players had 2 points. Logan Cooley scored in one of these games. I think the Colorado game. Vamelka 21 of 23 in that Minnesota game, and then they got shut out by Chicago 4-0. Vamelka 24 of 28. No top player. 2 for 7 on the power play with a shorthanded goal against. 3 for 6 on the penalty kill with a shorthanded goal for. That's another stinky penalty kill.
Yeah, that's
31,
really good.
25, and 4, 66 points. Still holding on to 4th place in the division in wild card 1 right now. But there's a lot of teams pretty close in that wild card hunt right now. And last, but well, kind of least, the Winnipeg Jets did go 1-0-2 this week. Beat Vancouver 3-2 in overtime. Scheifele 2 assists. Perfetti scored the overtime game winner. Comrie 21 of 23. Lost to Anaheim in overtime 5-4. Iafallo and Connor, goal and an assist. Perfetti and Stanley, 2 assists. Hellebuck, 35 of 40. And then lost to San Jose. I watched the end of this game too. 2-1 in overtime. Barron, the only goal for Winnipeg. Hellebuck, 31 of 33. But he did give up what I would say was like not a great goal in overtime to Michael
Yeah.
Misa, right? Not a super. It was kind of a soft goal. Sorry, Hellebuck. Hey, you got a gold medal though. 1 for 6,
Got the
and
gold
and apparently presidential medal of honor or whatever, the highest civilian reward that you can get from the government. 1 for 6
can
on the
see you
power
getting
play.
that.
Yeah, they announced that at like the State of the Union, the craziest thing.
Yeah.
Like, who cares, right? 4 for 5 on the
Yep.
penalty kill, 23, 26, and 10. Winnipeg, 56 points, sixth in the division, most disappointing team in the league this year. And that's it
Yeah,
for
they're
my
up there.
teams. Take me through the Pacific, big guy.
All right. Anaheim went 3-0 this week. They beat Edmonton 6-5, in which Tristan Jarry got chased
Oh, yeah.
in this game. While they were tied. Um,
Yep. That's the craziest thing. It was while they were tied.
Leo Carlson had a goal and 2 assists. Then they beat Winnipeg 5-4 in overtime, like you said. Beckett Seneca 3 assists in this game. Then they beat Calgary in a shootout 3-2. Dostal in net all 3 games. Gauthier had 2 goals in the Calgary game. They were 3 for 12 on the power play, 6 for 9 on the penalty kill. Leo Carlson and Beckett Seneca are their 2 top players. Carlson 2 goals, 3 assists. Seneca 1 goal and 4 assists.
Man,
The Ducks
wasn't for
are
Matthew
33.
Schaefer. Good. Sorry.
You are correct.
Wasn't for Matthew Schaefer.
the Ducks-
Beckett Seneca would be the Calder winner.
Or Justin Sordiff. 33, 23, and 3. He's playing. He's had top line center minutes.
Beckett Seneca is like second in scoring. He's crushing it for a rookie this year.
No, he actually is. Absolutely is. But Sordiff is like 4th in rookie scoring.
I believe you, but I'm looking it up anyway.
All right. 69 points. They are second in the division.
Ooh, they took second. Nice.
They took second. But there's, yeah, they took second. They could possibly take first because they have a game in hand on first. Calgary is up next. They went 1-1-1 this week. The 4-1 win against San Jose. Kadri 2 goals in that game. His name is on the trade block. The 0-2 loss against the Kings. No penalties in this game.
Ooh,
Both
weird.
teams played squeaky clean.
Always weird when that happens.
Then the shootout loss against Anaheim. Cooley in net there. They were 1 for 6 on the power play, 7 for 8 on the penalty kill. They do not have a top player because it was very spread out. They are 24, 27, and 24, 28, and 7, 55 points, 7th in the division. Edmonton went 1-2 this week. The 5-6 loss against Anaheim. Jarry started this game in net, but he left. He was 20 for 25. Ingram came in and was 3 for 4. Draisaitl did have a goal and 3 assists in this game. And then they beat the Tar out of the Kings 8-1.
Yeah.
Ingram in net there. Or, excuse me. In the Anaheim game, Matt Savoy had a goal and 2 assists. In the LA King game, Draisaitl had a goal and 3 assists, and they outshot the Kings 37-22. And then they lost to San Jose to finish their week 4-5. McDavid did have 3 assists, but in both of their losses, they gave up 5 goals. They were 4 for 8 on the power play, 7 for 9 on the penalty kill. They have 2 top players that are not McDavid. Bouchard and Savoy both had 6 points. Bouchard 2 goals, 4 assists. Savoy 1 goal, 5 assists.
All right.
Edmonton 29, 24, and 8, 66 points, 3rd in the division. LA went 1-2 this week.
He got real close to read his notes there, folks. I know you can't see him, but
yeah, pens overlined each other at the perfect spot. So a 4-6 loss against the Kings. Forsberg in net. Quentin Byfield did have 2 goals in this game. And the 1-8 loss against Edmonton, and then the 2-0 win against Calgary. LaFerriere had a goal in that game. Forsberg 29 for 29 for the shutout, 1 for 3 on the power play this week, 2 for 5 on the penalty kill this week.
Ooh, worst one. 40%.
Yeah. They don't have a top player. Yeah. They're 24, 21, and 14, 62 points, 6th in the division. San Jose.
They've sunk to 6th.
Yeah.
Christ.
Um, it's where they belong.
I mean, you ain't wrong.
Um,
You ain't wrong.
San Jose 2-1 this week. 1-4 loss against Calgary. 5-4 loss against Edmonton. Makamadulin gets the game-winning goal
Solid.
late in the third.
Solid job on
and
that name.
then 2-1 overtime win against Winnipeg with Misa, like you said, getting the overtime game winner. They were 1 for 9 on the power play, 8 for 9 on the penalty kill. A fun thing in the Edmonton game that Celebrini capitalized on is Connor Ingram lost a stick and it ended up in the corner.
Mm.
So when Edmonton got the puck into the neutral zone, he went to the corner to go get his stick, but then Edmonton lost the possession in the neutral zone, and Celebrini got it at the blue line and shot it into an open net.
Oops. Oopsie poopsie.
Yeah.
Boy, Edmonton is not looking particularly good this year, which is crazy to say.
No. They're going to make the playoffs because it's the Pacific Ass division.
Yeah. Well, they're 4 points up on San Jose currently, but San Jose has 3 games in hand on them, and Seattle also has 2 games in hand on them and are only 1 point behind. Oh boy.
Yeah.
Could you imagine Edmonton not? There's a world Edmonton could not make the playoffs this year.
Absolutely, because of defense and goal.
Yeah, there's a world where they could miss the playoffs. I didn't realize they were that on the edge.
Yes, they are.
Ooh, boy. Played 61 games already. Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
But let's keep going. Seattle, or San Jose, 29, 25, and 4, 62 points, 5th in the division. They're fighting for a spot. Fighting for a wild card spot. Seattle 1-2 this week. They lose to Dallas 4-1, like you said. Then they lose to St. Louis 5-1, and then they beat Vancouver 5-1 with Everly 2 goals and assist in this game. They're 1 for 9 on the power play, 4 for 5 on the penalty kill. They don't have a top player. They're 28, 22, and 9, 65 points. That is 4th in the division, and that is a wild card spot.
It is.
The second wild card.
I think, like we said, like earlier in the season, the Western Conference is really the haves and have-nots, because they have the 3 best teams essentially in the same division, and then everybody else is just kind of mediocre, with the exception maybe Vegas. You could say is like better than mediocre,
Vegas could be elite, but
everybody else is just real middling. Even Edmonton.
Let's talk about a team that's not even middling. Vancouver.
Oh yeah, Vancouver bad.
0-1 this week. They lose to Winnipeg 3-2 in overtime. Then they lose to Seattle 5-1. They were 0-3 on the power play this week. 4 for 5 on the penalty kill this week. 18, 34, and 7, 43 points. They're a worst team in the league.
Yeah, they're quite bad.
Finishing up with Vegas 1-2 this week. The 6-4 win against the Kings. 2-3 loss against Washington, 5-0 loss against Pittsburgh. Dorofeyev did score 2 goals in their win, but Vegas is 2 for 7 on the power play, 7 for 10 on the penalty kill this week. They don't have a top player, and they are 28, 18, and 14. That is 70 points, first in the division.
Yes, sir. All right, well.
Wild card 2 in the East is first in the Pacific.
That's insane. That's so crazy.
Yeah.
Oh, man. All right. So, that's all the games. Clay, what is a crazy trade that you are predicting? That you think
now, I don't know.
Theoretically could happen. We're not saying these are definitely going to happen. We just theoretically.
I don't know returns. I don't know how the returns work. I don't know the depth of these teams well enough. I know one of these teams has a lot of picks. But Elias Pettersson, the forward, goes to Pittsburgh.
You motherfucker, that was the same one I was going to say. That's so crazy that we're on the same connection there. That's so crazy we're on the same wavelength there.
Pittsburgh or Carolina. I think Pittsburgh has more picks to make this work.
They do.
But I was looking at cap space, and they both have well enough cap to
Hmm.
not have where
Not have to
Vancouver does
retain.
not have to retain.
Yeah. That's so crazy that you said the exact same thing that I was going to say.
I pulled that out of my butt
Hey, no,
about
no, no,
5
no.
minutes ago.
See, I think it's plausible. I think it's a plausible trade, right? Because Pittsburgh has the cap space, has the draft capital, like you said, even has some prospects that could like entice like a Koivunen or McGroarty that are thrown in there as well. But
Yeah.
like they get Pedersen, Pittsburgh gets Pedersen for whatever they have to pay. They have a number one center to, or at least you would think a number one center to cover while Crosby is injured. Then Crosby comes back. Pedersen gets knocked down to second center. That's a much better position for him to be in.
But
And it makes sense.
my thing with Pedersen is his knees and his wrists are shot, or
Mhm.
seems like his wrists and his knees are shot. But he is still putting up good defensive numbers.
Yeah.
which
And who
is
knows?
still
Because
helpful.
like
It's
if
still
he comes
helpful to
into a
Pittsburgh.
new system in a new environment,
That could just be better.
maybe
Yeah.
it's just better, right? Maybe he starts feeling better. Maybe there's something they could do to like help mitigate whatever's up with his wrists and knees. But that's oh man, fuck you for taking the one that I was gonna say. Here's
know that
another
was
one.
gonna be
Here's another
possible.
one that I saw bandied about that could plausibly happen. Is Adam Fox to San Jose? Could you imagine?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, absolutely, because
They got
San
the
Jose has
they got
been
the
bailing
prospects
out.
and draft.
San Jose has been bailing out Drury for years now, and now
That's
it's
true.
time to reap the rewards for doing that.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Um. So those are two trades that like theoretically could happen. I don't think they're gonna happen, but like theoretically
no, but
could.
Right.
Um.
where's Kadri gonna go?
I don't know. I saw something while we were talking because I've been
Kadri back
checking
to
just to make sure nothing's happening.
Kadri back to Colorado, but like
Kadri back to Colorado
do
has
they
been
have the
a popular theory out there. I don't know what they would
because
give back to
Calgary doesn't want to
Calgary.
retain for two.
Yeah,
Well, Calgary doesn't want to retain, so like
I
you
get
gotta
it.
pay him.
Yeah.
It's
Calgary
3
back to
more years.
Kadri back to Colorado. Or
Well, he
back
left
to
because he wanted
Toronto.
to get paid.
Sorry, I'm sorry. Back to
Oh.
Toronto is what I meant to say. Would be funny.
Rasmus Ristolainen had a good Olympics.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did.
Buffalo could use some veteran defense.
Oh my God.
On that third pair.
Well, because it's this time of year, I've been like listening to like random YouTube people be like, here's my bold predictions for the trade deadline," and somebody was like, "Sergei Bobrovsky back to Columbus for Elvis Merzlikins." I'm like, I don't think Bobrovsky is gonna agree to that.
Bobrovsky's done. He's playing bad. He's playing like
He's not playing well.
38
Yeah,
to 40 years old. He just retires this year, and
I kind of think he should. Right? What else does he have to prove?
no,
Because he has two Vezinas, he has two Stanley Cups at this point. Just hang him up, bud. Go back to Russia.
Yeah.
Go back play in the KHL if you want. But like you don't have anything left to prove in the NHL.
no. Yeah, I'd like. Yeah, Rasmus Ristolainen back to Buffalo.
That's a pretty funny one. That's a pretty
as
funny
third
one.
pairing guy, because Tocchet made him a good player. Not Tocchet. Tortorella made him a good player.
Yeah.
Um,
And then Tocchet
So-
has seemingly undone not for Ristolainen specifically, but
No,
seemingly
for
undone a
Ristolainen's been hurt.
lot of the progress that Tocchet or that Tortorella
Yeah,
made with
Tortorella.
this Flyers team the last couple of years, but maybe Tocchet just shouldn't be a head coach. Just throwing it out there.
Well,
Pretty
he's
good
never-
assistant coach,
he's
not
been-
a good head coach
he's only made the playoffs once in his career, but
as a head coach. He was
as a
on the
head
bench
coach, like
with the Penguins. He was an assistant coach on the Penguins when they won the Stanley Cups. But
yeah, but like when you take the fall for the great ones gambling, like you're gonna get a head coaching job even though
True.
you've done nothing to prove
true.
you
Oh,
deserve one.
hold on. Speaking of Tocchet, I have to eat crow because Clay
Yeah,
was
thank you.
right. Tocchet was on the Canadian bench. I just got confused apparently when I was watching the games. I could have sworn I saw him standing next to Sullivan. Clay is right. He is Canadian. He was on the Canadian bench. So I
He was
was wrong.
standing next to Cassidy and
I,
DeBoer.
I am a big man.
Um,
I say when I'm wrong. So Clay was correct.
gas,
Just like
gas
when
with me
when
thinking he
I
was
was
American.
convinced that Jack Johnson and Eric Johnson were brothers. And I don't know why I
It's like,
thought
no.
that. I have face blindness for white people, I guess. Even though
Yeah,
me and
it's
Clay are both white.
understandable.
All right. Well, you know what? We're butting up on 2 hours here. Thank you guys for
Yeah,
listening as
absolutely.
always. We're back, baby. We're back
Yep.
to talking about the NHL. We'll have less to talk about after the trade deadline's over, I guess. But we can be found wherever podcasts are found. Give us a rate, review, subscribe wherever applicable. Next week, we'll see what happens with the trade deadline. If it's a lot, then I guess we'll do a separate episode for trade deadline stuff. If it's not that much, we'll probably just jam it into one episode.
Yeah.
Um,
You're
but
already listening to 2 hour
you're
ones,
already
so
listening to 2 hours, and boy, do we really appreciate it. All you guys that have been
yeah,
listening to us
absolutely.
over the years. We notice and we appreciate. And we'll see you guys next week at the same puck time.
Same puck place.
Goodbye.
Bye bye.